Hey, it's Amy from So Simple of Lynchburg in Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm also the same Amy from Amy's Free Motion Quilting Adventures, or Amy's Quilting Adventures as we've been calling it lately. And I'm getting ready to use the Janome Quilt Maker 15,000 for the very first time for piecing. I have used it for some embroidery already, but this is the first time for piecing. And so I've got some choices to make on this machine. You know, it's not only new to me, it's a brand new machine, and it comes with a lot of feet and a lot of choices, a lot of settings, and they're all wonderful. They're designed to make us the best we can be. And like I said, quilting is not my forte as far as piecing, so I need all the help I can get. So first of all, look at all these feed dogs I've got on here. Got even two little tiny ones here in the front. And this just helps move your fabric through nice and evenly. I've got a straight stitch plate on. It's actually got three different holes. You've got the center, a left, and a right. You notice the left and the right have ovals, and that is so that you can fine tune that needle drop position to get your seam allowance just where you want it for precise piecing. And I've also got some choices when it comes to feet. So this is your typical 1/4 inch foot. It has the little flange on there. I happen to like using it quite a bit because I need all the help I can get. That little flange reminds me of like the fence on a table saw and helps me. But of course, that flange can get in the way. So they came out with this guy. You can take, there's no flange on it. There is another foot that's out there called the Clear View Piecing Foot, and you can take the guide off on the side for your 1/4 inch and use it with or without, but it's clear. And I don't have one for this machine at the moment. I'm just using the feet that came with the machine. Yes, all three of these feet came with the machine, plus a whole bunch more and a holder for it. So we've also got the HP foot, and if you've ever used an industrial machine or maybe a very old vintage machine that has like the dressmaker's foot on it, this is familiar to you. It's got, the toes are uneven, it's kind of narrow, it is on a shank, so I would have to take my snap-on shank adapter off to put this foot on, and it comes with its own needle plate. This is called the HP foot, and it has the HP plate for it, and that is for making that stitch in the left needle position only, and it makes a beautiful stitch. It is absolutely fabulous for curved piecing. This foot is not new to Janome, it's just new to this 15,000. Got a couple other machines that have this. And I've already checked out my needle drop and my seam allowance using the Ideal Seam Gauge. It's got a little hole in the markings to just check it, and it's pretty spot on, but I'm going to do some fine tuning. So I'm going to take you over here to the menu on the machine, and this flickering doesn't happen in real life. That's just something to do with the camera. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm picking my utility stitches. See all these that are grayed out? I can't choose them because remember I've got that straight stitch needle plate on there. It's not going to allow me to choose something that's going to swing back and forth and break my needle. So I'm going to page down, and right here, that 1/4 inch P, that's 1/4 inch patchwork stitch, I'm going to push it, and it has moved my needle already. And down here below, this is for my needle drop. It could be considered my needle width or my stitch width, but this is only going to allow me to do a straight stitch, so it's needle drop instead of stitch width. And here is my stitch length, and I'm going to change these settings. It will allow me to do that. I'm going to hit this arrow. I don't know if this is a drop down menu. This is an expanding up menu, I guess, and it gives me some extra choices. So this here, I can choose my favorite stitches. I can also trash them. These are the settings that's currently picked in the default settings. And if you play with these and you want to go back to the originals, right down here, that DFT stands for default. And you click on that, it'll go back to that default setting. But I'm going to change these, and I've already played around with my machine enough to know where I want to put that needle drop position to 8.6, and my stitch length I want to put at 2.0. and I am going to tell it to save it. And it gives me two choices here for my favorite stitch settings. And you can do that. Let's say you want to have some favorite stitch settings for your regular piecing with good quality piecing, cotton, quilting cotton. And maybe you want to do one for flannel baby quilts. So you might choose a different stitch settings, especially that needle drop because the flannel is going to be thicker fabric. So I'm going to tell it that's going to be my favorite stitch 1. And now it takes me back to my settings, and you can see it's gone to like a creamy yellow here, and that shows me that I've changed those stitches. I'm just going to put that back down, and there it's still in that creamy yellow, telling me those are stitch positions that I have chosen. And then I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to slip this 1/4 inch foot on. Again, I'm not doing any half square triangles or anything where that flannel is going to be a problem. And frankly, I could use the help. So I'm going to get busy quilting. I hope you found this useful. There is some truth in a lot of what I showed you about any machine, not just our Janome machines or this particular model. You do need to adjust your stitch settings to get that accurate 1/4 inch. Depending on what fabric you're using. If you're doing something a little different, it's not going to be exactly what the machine set up. And anyway, thanks for watching. This is Amy at So Simple of Lynchburg, also Amy of Amy's Quilting Adventures. Bye-bye.